Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Serbs, back in the motherfucking place to be, La Merca Superior, Palace 81 Studios, numero 55. Yeah, it's 55th Street, as Crip Mac would say. Free the homie if he's still in jail. If he's not, well, God bless him. Sabbath scared, man. Crip Mac is probably one of like the funniest personality dudes to ever come out. He got jumped in a gang when he was 19. It's still hot as fuck over here. That's why, you know, I don't normally do my hair when it's hot, but I was scared. I was feeling good today. You know what I mean? Let me shine some light over here, get more light up in the circumference. But Crip Mac, man, these internet gangsters, just to kick it off on a real funny note, man, I just feel like it's just weird, you know what I mean? Like, gang banging isn't what it used to be. It's kind of like this whole thing where gang members, they bang online and they kind of just bang on the internet. They do their thing on like YouTube or whatever it is. And it's not really like back in the day where you'd have to actually be in the street. I mean, there's still gangsters in the street, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's just a whole different ball game. And I feel like Crip Mac is probably the first generation of gangbangers to be flexing and gangbanging actually on the internet. Whereas before it was kind of in the street or like, I don't know, it was just a whole different gang membership was like a whole different animal. I mean, we've talked about it with King Louis, you know, on the Champ episode. And it's still hot as a fuck, even though we're not in a heat wave. I mean, it still wants to be hot as summer. But I mean, since we're in the fall, it's kind of like it's dying down. And thank God, man. I hate the heat, bro. Like, the only thing the heat is good for is the lighting and shit. And I have my little fucking towel over here that's dry as a fuck. You know what I mean? I got it from my work. It just fucking absorbs all the sweat that I can, you know, and this is fucking really good when I'm at work and I'm fucking doing some bullshit and I gotta dry myself off. First and foremost, rest in peace to PNB Rock. He was shot and murdered at I think the Roscoe's in, I don't know the streets exactly, but I know is it on Melrose? It's not the Hollywood one. There's a few, I think there's only 2 Roscoe spots in LA. One is in Hollywood, I think, and the other one is in the hood. It's wherever it was. Rest in peace to PNB Rock. I mean, there's I've seen a lot of like the Breakfast Club shit, and like people want to say that like there's a evil in LA or something like that. And it's just like, it's just the culture out there in LA, bro. It's sad to say, but that's kind of like how LA has been for like the longest time since, you know, fucking they've just been, you know, forever, like however the gangs evolved and shit like that. And, you know, I know there's some story where, pardon me, there's a story where PNB Rock got pressed. I don't know what the situation was, but they kind of pressed him. I don't know what for, but obviously he had some sort of issue going on in LA already. And people want to blame this shit on, you know, him posting his location and all that good shit. But I mean, I'll just chalk it up to, wrong place, wrong time. You know what I mean? I feel like if you know you have issues in LA, if you know you have issues anywhere, why be out publicly? You know what I mean? Like the whole thing with Pop Smoke, the reason why that was like, I feel like more of a tragedy than anything was because like they like stalked him. Like I feel like, I mean, it was some sort of the same situation. Like they wanted to go and get him, rob him, or do whatever they wanted to do, but they ended up murdering him. And I feel like the situation was just kind of sad because they were actually going after like Pop Smoke. Did I mention Pop Smoke? I don't know. I don't know if I did, but I'm trying to mention Pop Smoke over here. And I think it's just whack. Like they tried to rob him and they ended up killing him. I don't know if that was the situation with PNB Rock. But you really do need to be careful in LA. And I know it doesn't really matter where you're at. You could be in West Hollywood. Like that's the rich fucking, vibrant side of LA. Or you could be in East LA with the Vatos. You could be anywhere, bro, downtown. And this shit will pop off, bro, because LA's big, bro. LA's a big fucking city. You got the Art District, Skid Row. You got West Hollywood, our Walk of Fame. You got downtown. You got, East LA. You got LA is super duper big, bro. But as big as it is, it's small. There's gonna be, if you have problems with somebody, that person who has problems with you are gonna know like 3 other people. And those 3 people are going to make it known that you got a problem with 3 other. And it's just a chain reaction, a chain link of people that want to either see what you're about or like kind of like press the issue. And that's just kind of what it is. There's a lot of politics in LA that a lot of artists don't really understand, especially if they're not from LA. And the majority of rappers aren't from LA that are getting killed over here. And I feel like that reason is because they're not tapped in like Pop Smoke, like PNB Rock. They're not from LA. I mean, as far as I know, I don't know if they have any at least ties to Los Angeles, but I know if you look at a YG, if you look at a OGZ Shoreline, if you want to look at these artists that actually grew up in LA and understand the politics, even to a certain degree, they know that you have to be kind of like very particular and like, what's the word? Like very careful about how you move in LA. You don't just show up at a Roscoe's. And I'm not saying PNB Rock did the wrong thing by doing this, but I'm just saying, if you know you have issues in LA or people are actually trying to get you or rob you and shit like that, you don't just go to a Roscoe's. Like that's a famous, I've actually eaten at that Roscoe's, bro, like me and my sister. And that's right there. Like, I don't know if it's in the hood, but it's like right there by the hood and shit like that. So it's not too far from it. And it's a small little place, bro. Like it's, you could pretty much see everything from outside. It's a very well-known area, bro. Like that's like the hood. That's like I don't know, like the hood Norms or something like that, bro. Even bigger than Norms, bro. It's like a hood Philippe Chow's or fucking Fogo de Chao, whatever the fuck they call it. But very sad, you know what I mean? I just feel like if you got problems, man, you shouldn't be in public places like that. That's just my opinion. I know I'm going to get hate for it, but I mean, this is truth, bro. Like, I know, like, there's a certain way you move when you know you got issues with people. And maybe PNB Rock wasn't trying to be, as serious or like kind of like shrug these issues off. But like in LA, there's wolves, bro. And it's different wolf packs and shit in LA. And you really don't want to be kind of like arrogant about it. Like, oh, like, I don't like, who cares? Or ignorant or arrogant about the situation because you know where you are. You just want to move like if it doesn't matter, but it does matter because we see these situations. And I don't want to really talk more serious about this shit. Like if I'm trying to, whatever, like rest in peace to PNB Rock, peace and blessings and prayers to the families and loved ones of PNB Rock, because I just feel like I really hate speaking about this, bro. I really don't enjoy this shit going on every episode. Rest in peace to this, to this rapper. Rest in peace to this artist, because like none of like hip hop is something where we get more rest in peace when you're like in your 20s. Really, in your 20s is the like the where all the rappers get murdered. You know, very few rappers, they get old and they pass away from natural causes, as they say. But I mean, like, that's a whole different conversation, you know, in and of itself. But very few rappers get to live to a very old age and pass away, and it's treated as like in the same, you know, respect of like, I don't know, pick a famous fucking painter or something like that. Hip hop is just a culture where we're just like used to this whole, a rapper gets murdered, you know, there's candles, there's murals, and then the song gets played for a week straight on fucking, you know, K-Day, or what's that other station, 92.3, and then everyone kind of just forgets about it, and then a new rapper gets killed, and then it's just this vicious cycle of bullshit that I feel like, I don't know what it is as a culture, like we're doing wrong, but there's definitely something that we need to do as a culture and a society, because I mean, I don't want to totally blame it on LA, but I mean, we just need to educate each other, man. Like, we shouldn't really be having to go through this bullshit like all the time, but I feel like it's just so much aggressive energy in hip hop that makes this shit happen. You know what I mean? Rappers that, especially the ones that come out of hoods, you know, a lot of people in the hood get jealous. A lot of people in the hood want some of that energy, you know what I mean? And they want to take it by any means necessary. And I just feel like that shit don't happen with country singers. That shit don't happen with fucking anime goth people or fucking, like, you know what I mean, pop stars. I mean, maybe some pop stars, you know, once in a blue fucking Corona or whatever the fuck it is. But it's just like, this shit gets tiring, bro. Like, Pop Smoke, XXX Tentacion, fucking PNB Rock, Big L, Biggie, Pac. I mean, not Easy E, but I mean, just like, it just happens to so many rappers at this point. I mean, and I know Young Dolph. We rest in peace and blessings to all these talented artists that their lives were taken because somebody said, you know what, let's just say fuck it, and we're gonna take a life. Jam Master Jay, bro, like, this is like, really, nobody's really looking at this like, what can we do to educate each other and say, like, how many more lives are gonna get taken before we just gotta say fuck, like, just stop, bro. Like, let's just really like talk about this shit and sit down and talk about it. Nobody wants to do that. Everyone wants to point the fingers and blame. Everyone wants to just put more negative energy into an already negative situation. What could we do positively to bring about positive outcomes? Because this whole shit where we fucking, you know, we bring each other down, we blame who, he shouldn't have did this, he shouldn't have did that, our fucking black brothers and sisters are just fucking evil and all this shit doesn't help. It really doesn't do shit but make the whole situation that much more negative. You get what I mean? So I mean, PNB Rock, peace and blessings, rest easy. I know you're in a better place now, watching over your loved ones and shit like that. So I'm going to have a moment of silence real quick. Now let's get into some lighter shit. So, I have a theory. There are no sugar daddies, only tricks. There is this girl on Instagram. She posted some shit like, my man pays for, like, my mama's rent, all my meals, like all this makeup and all this shit, like this whole list of things. Like, my man pays for my mama's rent, my hair, my clothes, my jewelry, all this shit, the bidet, all this kind of like materialism and shit like that. And I'm like, so is that what women are looking for now? They're just looking for sugar daddies? Because if that's the case, I believe that there's no sugar daddies, only tricks. And for a trick, for any of you, whoever's listening, if you don't know what a trick is a man, or I guess a woman too, but a man that pays for pussy. And you're probably like, well, Serbs, if they're in a relationship, that's not really a trick. Well, if he's not giving her just the flat out money and he's paying for this and that, and he's just getting the pussy, I mean, what's the difference between that and a trick? You know? I mean, a trick is no strings attached, but if you're in a relationship, what's the fucking difference? You know, you basically you were in a trick relationship. A trick relationship, bro. That's kind of what it is. And I bring this shit up, man, because I think a lot of women got it fucked up, because a lot of women, they hold, like, as it is, men are held to a super crazy standard in society. Society wants men to be, oh, I don't know about now, because now everybody's gay or everybody, I don't know what it is, right? But for the general consensus of men, a man should be the fucking breadwinning alpha supporter. A man should just shut the fuck up, have no feelings, get the work done, support his family. And then women now want to take that shit to a whole new level. Women want men to fucking pay for everything. The nails, the hair, the makeup, the rent, the fucking hospital, the insurance, the fucking... We could go on for days what women want dudes to pay for them. Women want dudes to pay for everything. And it's like, are you a hoe? Are you a hoe? Or are you in a relationship? That's all I want to know. It's not really like fucking rocket science, because if a dude is paying for this and that, he might not be giving you, or dudes might be giving you straight out $300 a week on top of all this shit they got to do for you. And they hitting it. What's the difference between a trick and a relationship? I don't know. These are questions that I'm asking myself. What do you guys think? I feel like if a man is paying for everything, no matter... And especially if you flaunting it on Instagram, because I see these women, oh, my man paid for this, my man paid for that, he gave me this, he pays for every meal and shit like that. It's kind of like, what that says to me is you just like super, like, what do they call that shit? Superficial, artificial, materialistic. I just feel like that's like really shallow. To me, that shows me how shallow of a person you are, because you're not going on Instagram. My man takes care of me. He talks to me. My man fucking, you know what I mean? When I'm sad, he's there. We fucking snuggle under the blankets and watch Ozark or whatever the fuck it is. No, you over here, yeah, my man paid for this. My man, like a hoe. Like, that's what hoes do. Like, yeah, fucking, I got the money. I got these shoes and all this shit. And fucking, I don't gotta take care of nobody. Like, that's how I feel like some of these women. Now, there are women out there that do appreciate men. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the great women out there, the beautiful women out there that take care of their men, that take care of them. Believe me, there's very, very, very few of women out there, especially the young girls, because the young girls, they want to live life. They don't want to be in relationships. They don't care about fucking what it is like women, when they're younger, they just don't care about the future. They want to live in now. They want the fast fucking lifestyle. You know what I mean? And the fast lifestyle is expensive dinners, expensive clothes, expensive cars, expensive trips, expensive. You get what I mean? So I was just thinking, there's no sugar daddies. There's only tricks. And the reason why I bring this story up is because I fell in love with a stripper. Not really. Okay, so let me break this down. Like a few weeks ago, or maybe the other week, my cousin, she brought her friend and to like the family shindig or whatever the fuck. And I didn't want to ask for her number in front of like my family members, so I just asked for her Instagram. So she gives me the Instagram. And I messaged her like, hey, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? This is, Big Serbs. Fucking, we met. My cousin introduced us or whatever. And she didn't message me back. So I was kind of like, that's kind of like a red flag. Like, what did she message me back? Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not good looking enough. I'm not polite enough. I'm not respectable enough. Like, what is it about me fucking that's just like making you like fucking not message me back? That's another thing I don't like too. I don't like women that don't message you back. That's called stonewalling. If anybody in psychology knows that stonewalling, that's kind of like when you just, well, they call it cutting off now, but it's stonewalling, where you just don't reply and you just don't give like a response to anybody who's trying to reach out to you. That's psychological. That really means you're just a weak-minded person in all reality. From what I understand, right? So like this girl, like the next day, she posts on her Instagram story, first day kind of nervous. I'm like, first day kind of nervous? What the fuck does that mean? And it's a picture of her and my cousin who who introduced me to this girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, my cousin's a lesbian. I was like, hold on, like, wait, that shit just kind of fucked with me. So I'm at work. I was at work. So my whole time at work, I'm thinking my cousin's a lesbian. This is like just gonna look weird on me because I'm trying to get at, my cousin's friend who's like a lesbian in this lesbian ship or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And the more I'm looking, like I told the homie, like, this is a chick, I think she's a lesbian with my cousin. I didn't know my cousin was a lesbian. I thought my cousin dated guys or something like that. And my homie's like, yo, you didn't know that that's the biggest trick in the book, that women, when they fucking want to like stiff arm you or like, they don't want to fuck with you, they post on, Instagram first date with women, like they play like if they're lesbos, just to like deter men and shit from relationships. So I was like, that kind of makes sense. I was like, why? But like, that's weak. Like, instead of like, how weak-minded is that? Instead of being like, oh, like, hey, I'm not interested, or just kind of like, you know what I mean, not interested or something like that, you fucking make it look like you're in a lesbian relationship with my cousin, which, I mean, I'm not going to judge you for. I just think it's kind of weird. I'm just saying, be for real. And like a few days or like some time passes, and because now I'm interested. Now I want to see what this person is about, because I want to know who's around my family. You get what I mean? Now it's not about, women automatically, when you message them, they think that you want to hit on them, you just want to fuck or something like that. BFWs or whatever they call, friends with benefits, whatever the fucking acronym is. She has her own business, like makeup line or whatever the fuck. Like, maybe I wanted to invest and do some business with you. Why does it automatic? Because I'm a dude, that automatically means I want to fuck? Like, how come it doesn't mean I want to do some good business and actually have some sort of repertoire with you as far as like profit? Another thing, man. Another societal fucking stereotypical bullshit. But anyway, now this chick is posting like, now you know where I'm at. And it looks like she's a stripper, because I got stripper friends. And I know, when you're with the lot in front of the mirror with the lockers and shit, and there's clothes around, like girl clothes, you're not at a fucking, what is it? You're not at the gym. You're at the club, bro. So I just thought that was really interesting. You know what I mean? That, and I'm not judging her. Like, if she's a stripper, she's a stripper. That's cool. But it's just like, why aren't you like, why do some women, like, why are they not proud of what they do? Like, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Be proud of it. If that's what you got to do to make the money because you don't want to learn a trade, or because you don't know how to do this or that, then just be proud of it. Be who you are. Because if that's really who you are, if that's what you want to do that shit. You know what I mean? Why you got to hide it? Why you got to be ashamed of it? That's just like, and I guess society looks down on strippers and all that shit. I just think it's really interesting because there's one girl that I know that she's a stripper and she fucking flaunts that shit. Like, she don't give a fuck. She wants you to know she get the money. She wants you to know she's fucking swinging her ass around that pole and she got dudes throwing dubs at her and shit every Tuesday night or whatever the fuck. I just think it's really interesting, man, because, you know, like, as a society, we're just so conditioned to fucking, like, be on some bullshit. Like, oh, like, you gotta be like in college, you have to study to be a nurse, and you gotta do this shit, and if you don't, society looks down upon you because fucking sex workers got AIDS and all that shit. But really, I feel like the way I look at strippers and shit like that, it's like you're an entrepreneur, bro. Entrepreneur your ship or the pussy, you know what I mean? It's maybe not the newest trick in the book, but I feel like if that's what you got to do to pay the bills, and you got to do it, bruh. And there's literally only one girl I know. She posts her vacation. She posts her having a good time. She posts her practicing dancing and shit like that. And I love that shit. I'm like rooting for this girl. Like, yeah, like, do that shit, because that stripping shit ain't gonna be working out when you like 40, you fat, you pregnant and all that shit. All that shit flies out the fucking window. You know, stripping is in any sex work is just like, it's a really niche. You got to do it when you're young. It doesn't really pan out when you're older. It's got a lot of turbulence, highs and lows and all that shit. So, I mean, I got off on a tangent, but I just feel like it really is sad to me when girls, like, they do things because they feel like they have to, not because they want to, you know what I mean? And that's why women are ashamed. I feel like most of the time is because that's what they got to do. They literally got to sell, like, the image of themselves and shit every night because they got to pay the bills. And some of them, they do love that shit, like the famous starlet strippers and shit. Some of them I follow, fucking great, you know what I mean? I think it's awesome. You know, I love looking at them, and I just love, like, what they're doing because, I mean, who are you to judge, bruh? Like, you know, nobody says shit to you when you're the receptionist at fucking, you know, Dickhead Enterprises, or you're the fry girl or the fry boy or whatever at McDonald's. Like, nobody looks down upon that, but just because a girl, she's dancing, you want to make it like, oh, I'm better than her because fucking, like, no, man. Like, I just feel like society is really stupid in that manner. And I feel like we really got to, like, reassess, like, what it is to survive, especially in California. The tax and all that shit is high as a fuck. The cost of living in Cali is literally the second highest compared to New York motherfucking city, bro. So I feel like any way you could get your paper, get that shit. As long as you don't do no creepy maniac shit or like you like super weird with it. I mean, we could get along. I could get along with anybody, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's how it should be, you know? My eyes are like all fucked up, bro. I need to really go back to the doctors and get them shits checked out because like my eyes are failing me. I really should wear my glasses more often, but I'm trying to train my eyes to like without the glasses because sometimes I wear them all day, all night and shit, and I don't like that because sometimes I feel blind and shit. Like I'm like, oh fuck, what the fuck without them and shit. So, yeah, my eyes are failing me and shit. Like I think I got stigmatism, and I know I got stigmatism in my left eye, but I think I have some in my right eye too. Because I just feel like some days I cannot read shit. Like anything literally past this camera, if I try to read like a little small, like even when I'm driving without my glasses, like the billboards and shit, like exit 132, whatever the fuck, them shits are blurry, dog. Like I literally gotta have my glasses because if I don't, I literally can't read the sign until it passes by me, bro. So, you know, your boy's over here, he's surviving, bro. You know, what did that shit? I'm a survivor. What's the other one? I will survive. Hey, I will survive. Da Palace 81, fuck your mama, no. Okay, I don't know what, that's not how the song goes, but my dog is over here snoring. Press play. Who's my boy? Buddy, you're snoring in the middle of the podcast, buddy. What's up? I love you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to me, buddy. You understand? That you're the best in the world? All right, so I wanna say fuck SoundCloud, fuck Spotify. I'm watching. I pay for a Spotify subscription that I'm gonna cut like right after I record some podcasts into my computer. But literally, I got an ad watching Spotify, and I thought I paid for a premium, no ads. So am I paying for Hulu? Is like Hulu the shit that I gotta deal with now? Like, why am I getting an ad? I thought I paid for no ads. If you don't have a Spotify premium, you get like 6 ads back to back every like minute. Like 60 seconds go by, okay, another 6 ads. 60 seconds go by, okay, 4 more ads. Another 60 seconds go by, another 3 ads. And it literally fucks up like the listener, the listener's experience, because I hate ads. I don't give a fuck about O'Reilly's. I don't care about Vizzy. I don't give a fuck about the new discount on the new fucking ball and dick trimmer, whatever the fuck y'all want to sell me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to watch your ad. Fuck your ad. If I could have an ad that blocks other ads every 30 seconds, I would do it and just hear silence, hear the birds chirp and shit like that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to watch Joe Rogan talk about some fucking Bigfoot conspiracy bullshit and then 25% off of fucking movie theater tickets when you go on right now, fandango.com, and type in keyword Joe Rogan. I don't want to watch, I don't want to hear it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If I get another fucking ad while I'm watching Joe Rogan Experience, I will have a fucking aneurysm. An annual aneurysm of bullshit. So, and I feel like all these places, man, ads. You listen to a song, right in the middle of the bitch, it's an ad. Why? What the fuck is going on? And this is why I have such a big issue about putting my music on these platforms. Because yeah, a stream might be 0.001 cent for me, but one stream for you is like $2. And I don't have to be a fucking formulaic mathematical wizard to know that. Because let's just say 100 streams go down in a second. 100 streams, let's just say it's a dime. 100 streams and a dime for me is like $100 for you, bet, in ads. I know the game. Trust me, I know the game. That's why with my cousin, when he put the new song we have, go listen to the song, by the way, 40 Ounce Bounce. I'm going to put the link in the description. It's an awesome song. Me and Mufasa tore that bitch up. Shout out to Swam. When Mufasa, when he said, we're going to put the song on SoundCloud, I was like, why? For what? Like, all you're going to do is put it on SoundCloud and just give all the money away to these fucking corporate dickheads that ain't going to do shit but literally make money off of our music. We dropped Picasso and Matisse, 795 EP, The Dog on Riverside Drive, Hands of Time, fucking all these albums I put out, and I didn't get 1 fucking cent. 1 penny. I didn't get a fucking bag of bananas. I didn't get shit. I didn't get a thank you. I didn't get a fucking hallelujah. I didn't get shit. But guess what? These SoundCloud dickheads that got their formulas and their fucking algorithms, that know how to fucking peak interest in impressions and know how to get money through clicks, through rates, or whatever the fuck they do, they done made out like bandits with our music. Meanwhile, we're like, we dropped a new song on SoundCloud. Fuck SoundCloud. Fuck Spotify. And fuck all these other places. I'm gonna be owning my shit. So I know, and this is the worst part too that I found out now that I'm publishing my music, is that shit don't even matter either, because in my shit contractually it says I own like 90% of my music, but once it's on Spotify, it don't matter at that point because it's on their platform. You know what I mean? Like if I give, I don't want to fuck this up. If I give somebody a bag of bananas and I say these bag of bananas are $50, I need $50. Who's to say that person's gonna get the bananas and sell them for 100? Now you think you made what is it, 100% of your money, $50, right? But guess what? He made 100 because he sold it for twice as much. That's what the fucking DSP game is now, guys. SoundCloud, they could be cutting you, dude. Yeah, we're gonna give you $1 million, but guess what? They making $5 million off you. So what the fuck am I even putting it on SoundCloud for? You know, and then you want to talk shit about Makami and the God Fahim and all these rappers that are putting albums out for $2,000 on their websites. You want to talk shit about them, but it's like, I feel them niggas now because this shit doesn't make no fucking sense to put it on a DSP, whoever it is. I don't give a fuck who you are, Pandora Music Box, fucking Samsung Music Player. It's all the same bullshit. And someone's pulling up to my house who want to get shot today. I really hate people parking in front of my house. It was just the quickest way to get my guns out. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck is this faggot? So, you know, I didn't really want to go on a fucking big old tirade like I did there, but, you know, it's just really tiring. Like, bro, I don't want to, like, this shit is some bullshit, bro. Like, the power of a dollar. The power in the dollar is knowing how much a dollar costs. Shout out to Kendrick. How much a dollar costs. If you don't know how much a dollar costs, well, guess what? You're not going to be knowing the value, you know? So, fuck, man. I really got off on a good one right there. Bullet Train was ass over the weekend. Me and my pop, we want to go see Bullet Train. And I don't, like, literally, I never went to a movie where I just got up, I had to use the restroom, and I just took all the time I could in the restroom because I knew I wasn't going to miss any good shit. The whole time, Bullet Train, it goes back and forth, back and forth. Like, they move on, they keep the story going along, and then they go back, like, to some other timeline and shit. Like, why, bruh? Like, I don't understand why this movie was horrible. This is the worst Brad Pitt movie I ever seen. They put in Bad Bunny just to sell some all his fans on it. Bullet Train is literally fucking like the worst movie of 2022, bruh. And then they got these, who's the guy from Atlanta and who's the guy from Atlanta? The Lemon Pepper, what? Who's that guy? I don't know his name, but he's like, he got like, you know, the lemonade hair and shit, and they call him Lemon Meringue or whatever the fuck in the movie, and he's talking in a horrible British accent. I mean, it was pretty alright, but I mean, he was slipping up. I did not understand this fucking stupid movie. It was a horrible fucking movie, guys. Bullet Train was ass. I mean, it was booty cheeks ass, like musty ass booty cheeks ass. I'm like, okay, so usually like the title of the movie is somewhere like you get it. Okay, that's why it's called Bullet Train. That's why it's called it. The whole movie is going by. I'm like, why is this shit called Bullet Train? Literally, there was guns in the train, so bullet train. That's not enough for me. I need to know, like, was it going fast? Was it? I can't tell you what the fuck this movie was about, guys. This was about Brad Pitt. He needed to get a briefcase from the train, and it's so stupid he couldn't get off the train. Like, the whole movie is trying to get off the train. He can't get off it for some fucking stupid reason. And there's just all these twists and turns that are just so unnecessary. So, like, man, if Steven Spielberg movie did this shit, he would have shot himself by the end of the movie, bro. Like, making this shit. Because this was a hot pile of shit. If I had to rate Bullet Train on a 1 to 10, I'd give it a -9, bro. Because this was so unenjoyable. I went to the restroom for like 10 minutes. Just didn't even care what I missed. My pop fell asleep like 3 times during the movie. I've never walked out of a movie before, but if I walked out of it midway, we would have like totally been like saved. We would have saved so much time, just like of our lives. We could have fucking walked around the mall, got some shoes, got some Haagen-Dazs, something, a pretzel, something would have been more valuable than fucking watching this dumb ass movie. Like, it was just a stupid fucking movie that I don't know what the fuck it was about. And I'm going on another tirade again, but it's just like Bullet Train was just whack, bro. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what it was about. Just people killing each other, and by the end, like a few people survive. It was just a hot pile of shit, bruh. Don't watch that movie, Bullet Train. And they were trying to make it seem like, bruh, it was the best nominated everything. Like, you know what I mean? Grammy, Emmy Award winning, fucking Pulitzer Prize winning fucking movie. This movie was bad. I mean, this might be the top 5 worst movies I've ever seen. And it wasn't boring bad. It wasn't like cheesy bad. It was just like, what is this? Is this even a movie, or is this like this movie literally seemed like a college project? This would seem like the best Sundance Festival fucking kindergartner directed ass movie, bro, because this just wasn't a good movie. I mean, Brad Pitt got paid off his name, so did Bad Bunny. And that's all I got from this shit. And then there was like a Coronas in there shit in Fiji. It was a big Fiji Corona commercial, the way my pop put it. Like, he was like, the whole movie, they had a Fiji bottle and they kept cutting back to like this dude sipping Corona. So it was just a big fucking Brad Pitt commercial, bruh. Lame. Just a fucking lame ass movie, bruh. I wish we would have watched Dragon Ball Z. We literally would have had a better time watching Dragon Ball Z. My dad, I don't want to like that shit. Like, what the fuck, man? We literally could have saved so much more money and time watching Dragon Ball Z. I do want to watch it too. Give it a good review after watching that shitty ass movie. I need to go get my fucking eyes checked after watching that bullshit. Man, where do we even go from here? So, I'm listening to the radio, and one of my favorite songs of all time, Riding in My Car. And I'm listening to the radio. I'm listening to that song, right? So Fly, or whatever, the Fly song by 213. And this shit is sped the fuck up. I hate that shit. I hate when songs are like, riding in my car and I'm listening to the radio. It's that slow. But when you listen to the radio, riding in my car and I'm listening to the radio, I'm listening to it, and you're like, this ain't how the song is, bruh. Like, why'd y'all speed it the fuck up? There was no reason to do this shit. I hate these fucking radio stations that are just speeding songs up to fucking, like, just garner more viewership, more views, because they want to put in more songs. More songs. Speed it up. We got to get more songs. Woohoo. Fucking all these songs. Yeah, keep listening. Like, no, man. Literally, a Drake song will come out for 2 days. 2 days, fucking 90 BPMs. By the fucking second week, that Drake song is 120 BPMs. It's not even a hip-hop, pop, R&B song no more. That's a fucking EDM track right there, bruh. That shit is pissing me off. Radio station, stop that shit. Bootleg Kev. You gotta call Big Boy. Tell him, slow the songs. Trust me. Your viewers ain't gonna go nowhere. They're gonna thank you, be like, hey, I noticed that the fucking Kiss Me More song is about 200 BPMs. And you slowed it down. Thank you very much. We're gonna be listening to Doja Cat more on the radio. Thank you. Salute, and all that good shit. You know what I mean? I fucking hate radio songs. I hate this shit. I hate everybody. I hate movies. I hate radio stations. I hate fucking cocksuckers. Everybody. You know what I mean? So I thought that was just some funny shit, you know what I mean, to talk about. Last thing. I'm going for my walk. And, you know, I'm playing Pokemon like I normally do. Go on my walk, play Pokemon. And this girl, you know, I see her. She walks her dog and shit. And, like, I noticed that she was crying. Like, she was sniffing. Like, I'm like, this girl's crying? And I look over and, like, she was with a dog. And I don't know if the dog couldn't move. Or, because she lives, like, right across the street. So what I noticed is, like, she walks her dog to the park and then picks the dog up and walks back to her house. So the way I pieced it up is like the dog couldn't walk anymore. And if that's the case, that's why she was crying. If that's what it was, like, I was just like, it kind of broke my heart, man. I wanted to ask her, like, are you okay? And all that shit. I don't know why I didn't. But, you know, I feel like I gotta get better with that, man. Just being more like, because I'm already like a welcoming person. Like I say hello, like how's it going, or like, you know, have a good day to people when I pass by them, or especially at work. But whenever I go for my walk, I'll be like hello, you know, good morning. And we don't have to be going a full fucking blown conversation, but it's just kind of like, you know, I like being a good Samaritan in that manner. You know, most people after the pandemic, they're like, ooh, like you don't talk to me, you know what I mean? Like fucking people are weird now. But this girl, man, she was crying, and I just felt really sad, man, and it just got me thinking about Presley and all this shit, and like, you know, I feel like we really need to be more caring for each other. We need to be more like fucking like, hey, what's wrong? Like, do you want to talk about it? Like, hey, is it okay? Like, I'm here if you want to talk. Because I just feel people, especially now in society, are just like in this weird like hamster wheel, and they don't care about, everybody's selfish. Nobody wants to like talk to each other anymore. Everyone's on the fucking phone like me and shit like that. But it's just like, it just made me really sad, you know what I mean? And, you know, to the girl out there, you know what I mean? My apologies. I wish I could have, like, you know, been, like, more helpful and, like, and more, like, emotionally supportive and shit, you know. But that just really got me thinking, man, like, what was she crying about? Now I'm really, like, curious. Like, what was she crying about? Like, is she okay? What is she doing and shit? Like, so, you know, I feel like we just got to get better with being a good neighbor, a better person like that. You know what I mean? And everything ain't about you. I'll say that shit a lot. Everything it ain't that serious. Everything ain't about you. You know what I mean? There's people out here that are going through real shit. You know what I mean? Emotional, mental, physical, spiritual. They need healing, bruh. And humans were made to connect and communicate with each other. So that's how I want to end it off, man. We got to be, you know, better people. Just be more supportive of other people, you know what I mean? No matter what it is, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to PNB Rock. Peace and blessings. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wear the Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.